Ahati Maat, peace and love, family. Can y'all hear me? Mic check.
Sound great, brother. Hotep.
Peace and love. Welcome. Hotep, peace and love. Welcome to the teachings of Ma'at Study God Sundays. I am the mighty Arcad Infinite. Before we begin today and I introduce my panel, I would like to start with our beautiful affirmation. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Unki in Ma'at, Un in S, Nintet Oset in Ma'at, Min Hepapat in Ma'at, Her in Hukui, Per Ikut. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to introduce everybody on the panel. My name is the mighty Arcad Infinite, and I am the Techet of the organization Teachings of Ma'at. I am also a student of the Master Teacher, the great Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. I am also the host of this weekly study guide. I am a true-hearted follower of truth based on ancestral artifacts, a love of my people unconditionally, dedicated to Ma'at and learning the Medu Netter at all times. Next, we have the great Scribe Lamar. Scribe is a writer, poet, spoken word artist, audio producer, engineer, healer, spiritual advisor, consultant, business creator. He is a master student of the Natiru, a true follower and protector of Ma'at, a scribe of Tahuti and Ma'at. He studies under the master teacher, Saba Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. For the scribe, quality always outweighs quantity. He enjoys observing reality and incorporating these observations into his writings and creations to assist in awakening of dormant DNA and the reversing of negative hypnosis. And next we have the great Ahati Maat. Ahati Maat was taught under the great Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. He has been a serious student and teacher of Kemetic culture and history for several years. He has written multiple books, including the textbook called Journey of Your Soul series, essays, and articles. Furthermore, he hosts in-person and online classes, weekly podcasts, and periodically creates documentaries. He also has experience in public speaking and academic debating, and he is responsible for the creation of this weekly study guide and the teachings of Ma'at. Peace and love, Hotep family. Welcome to a beautiful, beautiful show today. Pass the mic to the great scribe. Love that background, Ahati.
Yes, fire.
Yes.
Peace and love. Hotep Ma'at, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well out there. I hope you all had a great weekend. We're going to close it off with some excellent knowledge by the great brother Ahati Maat. Before we get started, I want to show the support that we have received so far. Let me check the... All right, now go ahead and show that right now. Let's see.
But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
The great Nito Campbell, of course, the most consistent brother on YouTube. Appreciate you, my brother. Peace and love for all the consistent donations and support that you give us. Tuwa to you, great brother Nito Campbell, also known as Guano in the chat. All right, so everyone make sure you hail this great brother for consistently supporting us, in the chat. So peace and love to you, great brother. And that's all the support we received so far. Our, throughout the stream, we'll be posting our information to show your information, to show your support towards us. It's also in the description box below. And we show the reciprocity on the screen here. So, all we ask is that you show some sort of love and reciprocity to what we bring to you every single week to continue to keep this movement moving at a high rate and at a fast pace. All right, so with that being said, I'll go ahead and pass the mic to the great brother Ahati Maat.
Hotep Maat, brothers, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, loud and clear. Hotep Maat.
How you brothers feeling tonight?
Feeling great, brother. Looking forward to your teachings, my brother.
Our cat stepping up the backgrounds, I see. That looks great. It reminds me of, it looks like LA 5,000 years ago.
It was backwards at first. I had it backwards at first.
It's great. It looks good. It looks great, brother.
Yeah.
Hotep to everybody in the chat. Yes. Shout out to Squano. You are always appreciated, brother. Shout out to Robert Reyes, who was here very early, I noticed. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Menkura, Hotep brother, and everybody else that will join us later. So I usually like starting... Well, before we begin, we kind of switched up how we're running the show now, because I know when I go to other people's streams or their podcasts or their whatever they're doing on YouTube, I want to get to the information quickly because that's why I'm going there. So we're going to save the newsletter shout-outs and the donation shout-outs, and the scribe's going to go over the website after the presentation. So it'll be like a little break where you can go use the bathroom, grab tea or coffee or whatever you do. And then when we come back, we're going to invite you to come on the panel if you'd like. And we'll have a little 20-minute, 30-minute discussion, fellowship session between the sisters and brothers. So I want to ask everybody that's in the chat right now, give me a 1 if you're feeling great, or give me a 2 if you're feeling good. So everybody that's in the chat or can hear me right now, give me a 1 if you're feeling great, or give me a 2 if you're feeling good. So we got the teachings of my heart feeling great. We got Menkara feeling great. We got Squano feeling good. Okay, that's good. So that tells me we gotta do some hailing here. So we're gonna start off with some hailing because we gotta start feeling great as a people together. And it's okay if you feel good for now. I'm not telling you how to feel, but personally, if I had a choice, I like to feel great. So, Saba has his affirmation, and we have ours to him and to Ma'at as a tribute. And you can find us at the website. The scribe will show you that later. So I'm going to read the top line in blue, and then I'll read the translation in red. So it says, E neb Ma'at per em Ma'ati. Hail Ma'at is everything. We come forth from her. Henu Saba Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. Hail Saba Tahuti. Henu Kemet. Hail Kemet. Makaru, Makaru, Makaru. Victory, victory, victory. That is our victory voice. So hopefully some vibrations were raised with that. And we can begin the presentation. I have something special tonight for one of our top members. And he knows who he is. And when I learned this myself, it put a whole new confidence in me that really revitalized and changed my outlook, my already positive outlook on my life. It gave me more power. So hopefully this will give you more power too as a gift. So let's get into it. Brother Arcad, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm hungry. I'm hungry for us to govern ourselves. Okay, so tonight's presentation is on we are literal stars. We are superstars. You are the star, not the Hollywood stars. We are the original stars, and I'm going to prove it tonight. If you know any other teacher other than mine that's teaching what I'm going to teach tonight, please introduce me to her or him. I would like to learn from them instead of Saba. So here we go. We are literal stars. Part 1, Journey of Your Soul. Birth Goddess, Mesk Henet. Mesk Henet. You probably heard of her before. Oh, and like the scribe said, we put a lot of time and effort into this. This is actually classes that I'm getting. People pay me for this. So I'm giving you a class that people are actually paying me for. So this takes a lot of time and energy to put the presentation together and the research. So we're not asking for your bank. We're just asking that you donate something, at least $1 or more, just to keep this great energy going. Okay, so Mescanet and birth. So this is a simplified version you'll find on Wikipedia or, some of these websites that are online that we go to get a quick reference. And we'll find the birthing brick here on the left. And we'll find the cartoon image on Wikipedia here with this strange looking thing on her head. Right here. That I'm circling with the pointer. And it'll say something like, Mescanet is a goddess of childbirth and one's destiny. Which is true. Which is very true. But if you're anything like me, I want to learn more. So I'll go through these websites and I'll search for more than just what the Wikipedia is telling me. And I'm not against Wikipedia because Wikipedia has sources. I actually advocate using Wikipedia when most don't, because you just have to cross-reference what you're reading off Wikipedia. If it has a source number, great. And the source lines up, even better. So I searched more. This is a great website that I recommend. It's called Ancient Egypt Online. Ancient Egypt Online. We go over here to Meskenet, and it says Meskenet was a goddess of childbirth, a divine midwife, and a protector of the birthing house. She was personified as the birthing brick on which ancient Egyptian women squatted while giving birth. And this is a whole lesson, interesting lesson in itself, why women switched from squatting positions when they give birth to laying down. That would be a great question for our Saba, Amenhotep Ra, Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. Why do women lay down on hospital beds or lay down or lie back instead of squatting? So again, we're at this website here, and I still want to know more. This isn't enough for me, and just like it's not enough for most of us out there, and that's why you're here tonight. So let's see. Let's see if we can find more here. And you're gonna get part one of my version of the Nefer Mes Neteret Meskenet. Okay, or the beautiful birthing goddess Meskenet. So first we go, this is from source from Budge's Dictionary. And Meskenet, we see here. We see some glyphs here, some interesting glyphs. We see the ray of light glyph here, or they call it foxtails, which has no connotation or meaning to what this glyph actually means. This is ray of light glyph. We have the cloth glyph, or the sneb. We have the placenta. We have the new. We have the stone or the brick here. We have the bread bun. When we have the goddess right here. So we have some interesting glyphs. We have more here. And it says the goddess of the birth chamber, the goddess of luck, fate, or destiny. So she's a goddess of one's destiny. Interesting. Another meaning for Meskenet is a birthplace. So now we're dealing with a place again, and a cradle, a birthplace and a cradle. So Meskenet also means it's a place, it's a chamber, it's somewhere. It's not just the Neteret now, it's some place in time. So what else can we find? Meskenet means the forearm, it means the thigh. And as we go further into the presentation, the thigh will make more sense than the forearm. But it means a forearm and thigh, according to Budge. And here is the thigh glyph right here. We have the same symbols here from before. And we have Meskenet, an instrument in the form of a thigh used in religious ceremonies. So Meskenet is not talked about a lot, but she was highly instrumental to the people of the Nile Valley at one time, and especially the form of a thigh. And if you're a brother like me, one of the major things we look on our females is what size is the thigh? What size is her thighs? So the Mesken is the birthplace of the city of God, is Sekhet Hetep. And if you remember my last lesson, which was the Melanin Dark Consciousness Part 3, I talked about the Sekhet Hetep, and it was what is now being called the morphic resonance, or the morphic fields, coined by physicist Rupert Sheldrake, who they call Fasudo on Wikipedia, and a lot of scientists don't like him. But the guy's credentials, he has like 50, 60 different credentials, and a lot of them are out of Harvard, Yale, Cambridge, but he's a fake physicist. But he talks about this morphic resonance or morphic fields that we're literally tapped in right now, whether we're conscious of it or not. It also says it's the birth chamber of Osiris. Interesting. It's the birth chamber of Osiris. So it's where Osiris is birthed. Okay. So what we know now is that the goddess represents a place where birth happens. And light takes form into what is now called matter. Okay, so again, what is this strange thing here? What is this called? What is this called? In order to know more about this mysterious hieroglyph, we must get a little background information first. Budge called it the Podenda, the Podenda. So if you went to Budge's dictionary right now, he would call it a Podenda, which is the womb of a female cow. So the Podenda, according to Budge, is the womb of the female cow. Because we got to verify, we can't just take Budge's word. We got to verify that what Budge is saying, this has to look like the female womb of a cow. Those of you who are now knowledgeable about the cow of Kemet know this was a very special animal, hence the goddess Het Haru. If you're brand new, Het Haru was the proper name for the goddess Hathor. But now it's time to make the connection between us, Mescanet, and the mess. But first, have you ever seen the Hemti glyph from an actual cow? So this glyph over here near the top right hand corner is called the Hem or the Hemti glyph. Hemti for females. The Hemti glyph. Let's see what it looks like in real time. But first, let me give you the cartoon. Okay, looks similar. Looks similar. It says the uterine body, the uterine horns. Okay, this is starting to make sense now. So this does look like horns now. It does look like horns. This is interesting. So this is the womb and the uterine horns. Okay, let me see a real one. If anybody out there doesn't like stuff like this, I would say turn your head. But this is what a real female cow's uterus looks like, or uterine horns. And as you can see, you have the right ovary over here. You have the left ovary over here. This is the uterine body. And then up here, you have what looks like ram's horns. Ram's horns. If you know anything about the story of Bene Gesserit, which is a title for Osiris, it makes sense. So the Bene Gesserit represented a ram, and here we have the female cow. The female cow with the uterine horns representing the Hemti. So our ancestors were just, they were amazing. They were amazing. They literally looked at things that they saw in their daily life and incorporated their language into them so precisely that when thousands of years later we come and look at this image here, it makes sense now when I look at an actual uterus of a female cow. So other than my great teacher, if you know any other teacher out there that's showing you the female cow uterine horns, please let me know when you come up on the panel at the end. So let's get into the Hemti. And this is just a side, real quick, briefly, a side bonus. We never called our mates wives or wife. If you look up the etymology of wife, it comes from wif, and it means a prostitute. It means a prostitute. So if you're calling your wife today, and in your heart you don't see her as a prostitute, just know that the etymology or the meaning, the original meaning from the person that coined the name wife, meant it to be a prostitute, a female that's a whore. So the Hemti, Ita, is right here. It means a cow. The Hemti also has this symbol here, and we're going to get deep into this symbol right here that represents a pool of water, a lake, a sea. It represents water. The Hemti also means the cow goddess. It means the cow goddess. The Hemti also means the two black cows. The two black cows. The two black cows. It didn't say white cows. It says black cows. The Hemti means uterus, the matrix, impudenda. So you, our mates, are the original matrix. And we're going to get into that quickly. You've heard Saba speak about this too. But the Hemti is the matrix. And our females were the original matrix, because if you come over here to the literal Matrix movie, it says, if I am the father of the matrix, she would undoubtedly be its mother, the architect. So she raised her genitals. So the etymology of matrix comes from the Latin matrix, pregnant animal, and late Latin womb. Also source origin from matter. So the origin of matter comes from this womb. Mother. See mother. Okay. Hemti also means a woman. See that? A wife. Hemti also means the wife. So what they're calling a wife today, we did not call our females wives. We called them the Hemti because we understood they were the original mother, which is Mut in the Medu Neter, which deals with the original word for the matrix, or our original system came from our original females, which were the goddesses, or known as the Neteret. See that? Goddesses. Men and women, because men come from women. So let's complete the connection between the Hemti and the Medu Neter word mes to our females using Journey of Your Soul series, book 1, Freedom Through God's Word. But again, I could leave you this, and I'm going to show you what this is. I could leave you this as a simplified version. But don't worry, I won't, because I was taught by my teacher to be thorough when explaining our ancestors' language and its meaning. So I could connect the mes to the Hemti right now, which I'm going to show you, and leave it there, but I will not, because that's not what we do at the teachings of Ma'at.org. So here you go. You have the mes, the mesu, and the Hemti. Here's the connection. And it means female children. Female children. And we're going to get heavy into the mes next too. It deals with female children. So let me go to my book here, because I didn't bring it up yet. So let me go to my book right here. How's everybody liking the teaching so far? You want me to go further, or you want me just to leave it there at the Mesu Hemti connection? You want me just to leave it there? Or should I go further?
Gotta go further, my brother.
You sure? Because I don't know, man. Let me find the book here. Find a book here. Okay, we're gonna get into just a couple brief pages of my book, just so you know that this isn't just for the show. This is not all for show.
Squano say carry on. Don't stop now, brother.
Oh, Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. He said it. I'm doing it. Let's go. Okay, so this is my book over here, Journey of Your Soul, Freedom Through God's Word, book 1. You can find it at the website. We're just going to go to 2 pages that tie into the teaching tonight. So it's going to be referenced from page... let me see here. Where should I start? Where should I start? Okay, let's start here. So this is on page 98. If you have the hardcover. Digital version is 102. It says vagina. Etymology. Vagina, sexual passage of the female from the vulva to the uterus. 1680s. Medical Latin, from specialized use of Latin. Vagina, sheath, scabbard, covering, sheath. Of an ear of grain. We're going to cover very briefly what that is. Hull husk. That is very interesting that that's used to describe the vagina, an ear of grain. As we learned before from the shet being a term for vagina and kemet, and also a symbol for the neith, another meaning for this word was to ferment or yeast. Actually, I'm just going to leave that there. We're just going to go right into the mess. So this is page 99. So the mess, the messy equals to produce, to give birth. The mess means to turn around from, to avoid. To turn around from, to avoid. Remember that, because I'm going to go over that later on. Here you have a diagram of the uterus, right here. The cervix, the vagina, and the vulva. Mess here means grain. So you just saw where the etymology got the term from. Let me see if I can blow this up for you. Push this back here. Go over here. Okay. So it says, let's not gonna do it. It says, as we see once again, prior to Europeans, our very intelligent ancestors, let me reiterate that, very intelligent ancestors, the Kamau, which is another name for the ancient Egyptians, had minds that understood, it meant black mind, had minds that understood the female anatomy and its connection to the universe it produced. The Medu-Neter word mess is known as a conjunctive particle. It simply means it is a word that connects phrases and sentences together, similar to words like yet and moreover. We also see that mess has numerous meanings that go back to what I was saying before concerning the vagina being a covering, similar to the husk of grains. Also, there's a symbol for childbirth known as the ku, which pertains to the light being who is produced physically of seed. In the case of women, it would be the sperm's assistance in the production of a child. Hence the need of the offspring to turn around, revolve, to get into proper position to enter the vaginal canal and eventually the world you and I presently live in. It's page 100. We see here on Budge's Hieroglyphic Dictionary, Volume 1, page 321. We see the Messi here. You see the female, one of the sisters, one of the new sisters. Shout out to you that just joined membership. This is one of her, what is it called? One of her avatars. It shows the female giving birth. We have the female cow here laying down. To bear, to give birth, to produce, to fashion, to form, to make a likeness, to be born. The messen, born of, brought forth by. Mess. See the word mess there? See mess, I'm going to get to that. See the word mess here? We've been taught this is a negative word. It's dirty. Somebody that's sloppy, right? No, not to us. Mess means to bear, to produce. To bear, to produce. So the next time you hear someone use the term, she's such a hot mess, you can refer to this teaching and say, hold up, wait a second. Are you complimenting her, sis? Because mess means to give birth. So calling her a hot mess means she's a beautiful mother. So by now you should know how thoroughly our minds and spiritual outlook on life has been tricked. Simply by taking the original meanings to words we created and destroying the story that created the narrative we live by, now we wake up in the year 2021 wondering why we can't get along. Wondering why we still have no unity among each other. It is because there is no unity within ourselves. As brown people, we still follow the spiritual principles of the enemy instead of our beloved. For those of you reading this today, I know this is no longer the case because you have taken the next step towards personal freedom. Building the collective mind is what keeps the colony secure from existential threats. This is especially present in nature within the ant and bee colonies. We would be hard-pressed to find, even within the ant colony itself, say for example, army ants looking to build and mate with red ants, there would be total war, yet they are both ants. I'm going to stop there. Get back to the presentation. So I could have stopped there, but gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. Let's go. Okay. So remember when I mentioned the Hempty glyph? Well, here's a bonus connection to the female womb in the meta-netter meaning. So the oopt and well, first let me explain what the oopt is. So the oopt, the symbol here that I'm circling with the mouse, the horns or the oopt represented an opening to the dual realms of our existence. Similar to the picture of the buffalo impaling the lioness, the male follower of Ma'at punctures the hymen, the thin veil of skin that separates this world from the next. We then become light beings, open to new realities and possibilities that transcend what is called space and time. So the Upt Int Hemut means the women who have borne children. The Up In Kat means the opener of the womb, therefore the firstborn, the firstling. The Up, which is the root, you can see here, forms the Upesh, which, by the way, means a star or luminary, such as soap. They call it soap deck, but it's Sept, which is all set right here, or Sirius. So our beautiful objective for our females here at the teachings of Ma'at.org is to recreate Lightland here on Geb. Geb was the nectar of earth. Their Aku, or their spirit, lives on through our sons and daughters. Without children, there is no us. And it just so happens, what do children, smiling, happy, beautiful children bring us? The Oop, joy and gladness. All coming from Hem. All coming from Hem. Gives you a different picture meaning from just a woman's vagina, just saying vagina. Or it just puts a whole more deeper connection to our females than what we're presently have been taught. And by the way, the Upesh also means your dream state. There again is the Up symbol, the cow horns, with the Ma'at feather, because Ma'at deals with perception, the Ma'ah, the Upesh, dealing with connection, dealing with Neith, and then this is what we stand on. You actually stand on your dreams. You stand on what you perceive to be real. That's what your standards are based on, if you have any. But everybody has standards. It's just a cliche in our society that nobody has standards. We all have boundaries and standards because we all get angry at some point. So whatever you stand on is stemming from your perception or your dreams, even the things we're not conscious of. So being a star, this is our connection. It's through the dream state. But I'm going to leave it there because hopefully this will produce many questions that you can give to our Saba. So let's get back to the us mess connection. I already read pages 99 through 100 from my book. So we're going to go into this over here. We're going to go into a quick PDF of the birthing brick. So I'm going to stop sharing this for a minute. A minute. Where is, let me see. Oh. All right. We're going to come over here. I'm going to pull up. Oh, that's the wrong one. We're going to pull up. Okay. Uh-oh, there was an error. I knew there was going to be an error. So let me go to the actual file. Bear with me for a minute, everybody. Sometimes there is glitches in the matrix. Let me think for a second how I can do this. Let me see if I can put this. No, that's not what I want.
Peace and love to everybody in the chat. Peace and love to Conscious Conqueror. Peace to Squano. We see you out there.
All right, let me see if I can pull this up through Google or StartPage. I recommend StartPage because they don't track you as much as Google, even though everybody's tracking us. All right, let me, okay, here it is. Let me reshare the screen. Share the screen right here.
Everyone hit that like button as well. Make sure you hit that like button to help the algorithm and get this beautiful teaching out to the people.
Okay, so here it is. I pulled it up. I recommend if you're into research like me, at some point when you're labeling your files, put keywords in that actually come from the browser. This way you can do what I did, just throw it back into the browser from the file name, and it should pop up right on your exact spot. So real quick, right here, a birthing brick is a whole nother class. I suggest that everything I'm giving you is a suggested question to give to Saba, because there's so much to learn that can reconnect our relationships. That's basically what this show is about tonight, is to bring our relationships back to how they were prior to the time of who's colonizing us. So this is from Penn Museum. It's volume 48, issue 2. We bring sources here all day and all night. Originally published in 2006, The Magical Birth Brick. So I'm not just pulling this from the street, or I heard it on some show, or I got it off someone's blog. This is coming from the Penn Museum. It's by Josef Wagner. In 2001, we discover a unique object for Egyptian archaeology in the mayoral residence of South Abtu, or Abydos, a polychrome magical brick painted with childbirth-related imagery. Egyptologists have long known that it was customary to position special bricks, which happens to be called mesquinet. So they didn't call it a special brick, they called it mesquinet, to support a woman squatting. During delivery of her baby. But with the notion of the brick was symbolized in divine form by the goddess Mesquinet, this was the first discovery in an actual brick. So this is the first time they found a brick. And this brick dates from 1750 to 1700 BCE. And this is the magical brick that belonged to Princess Ren-in-Seneb, or another high-status woman in the mayor's residence. So they're speculating that it's Ren-in-Seneb, but it was some female from an official's residence. So the Abtu brick is an unfired mud brick measuring 36 centimeters in length. Its sides bear beautifully rendered images of gods and demons known from another class of Middle Kingdom magical object, decorated ivory wands with iconography associated with the protection of children against threatening forces. Because the forces attack us also in the subatomic realm, or the photomic realm, or what our ancestors called Lightland. Invoke the myth of the defense of the baby. Remember, myth just comes from mythos or mitten, like Saba explained. It just means a story. It doesn't mean it's fake. Of the defense of the baby, sun god Re, as he was reborn every day on the eastern horizon. Such wands were meant to transfer divine protection to the human child during birth. That's how serious this was to us. It wasn't just you hook up with, you're just going out on a booty call and hooking up. No, it's a whole process. The birth brick also shows a scene of a mother and a newborn sitting on a throne. See this? Right here. I'm going to get to that too. Assisted by two figures and flanked by images of the goddess Hathor atop tree branches. And the tree branches are actually called the Ket, which represent rising or fire, light. Oh man. It's a lot of stuff. So, and it's no coincidence that they have Het Haru here too, because we just went over the hem. So it's a visual spell to invoke. This scene appears to constitute a two-dimensional visual spell. So there's a spell going on or utterance to invoke Het Haru, as well as to symbolically transfer the mother into an incarnation of Het Haru at the moment of birth. So the female here becomes Het Haru. She is reenacting. That's all we did in Kemet. Everything we did, from cooking our food to our work to fighting to having sex to whatever we're doing, we are acting. It is a stage. We are reenacting all day long in Kemet. So it says she symbolically transfigured the mother into an incarnation of Het Haru at the moment of birth. This rich iconography suggests the importance of two-dimensional magical imagery, which functioned in combination with spoken magical spells and ritual actions during birth. Kind of said the same thing twice. And here is the brick here. This is this is a recreation of the actual brick. I don't know if I can zoom in here. Oh, I can. Great. I didn't think I could. Let's see if we can get a better shot of the actual brick. This is the actual brick they found, and if you just watch my mouse, I'll do it very slowly. I'll go around the brick here, and you can vaguely see a painting on here. You can see the painting of the woman on the throne. You can see the woman here. You can see the nectar here that was birthed. You can see the throne here, right here in the middle here. All right, so we'll zoom out of that. Let me zoom in a little. There we go. And that's the reenactment right here of the brick I just showed you. Okay, Haru again, the assistance of the sisters, and it's the reconstruction of the birthing of the Mescanet, of the birth process in Kemet. So it says, although the Abitu brick or Mescanet currently a unique find, it may be an example of a type of object that was once widespread in ancient Egypt, towns, and cities. The production and decoration of the Mescanet bricks for expectant mothers may have been an important part of the life of communities such as Wasut during the late Middle Kingdom. And if you want to find this article, the site's right here. Okay. So let's go back to this presentation. Let me get my laser pointer back up here. So knowing all that, knowing what I read you in the book, about a little bit about the mess and the messy and the hot mess means something good and not bad, and knowing a little bit about the birthing brick, think about this for a moment. So after listening to the PDFs, it should be more apparent how vital it is for us to reconnect our awareness to the ancestral way of life. I'm not talking about going to the Sahara Desert and live without air conditioning or the internet. I'm not advocating that. I'm not advocating we literally go back to Kemet 5,000 years ago and throw all our technology away. I'm not advocating any of that, because I'll be the first one to tell you I wouldn't do that. I'm speaking of a particular mindset. I'm speaking about our consciousness, our collective consciousness that binds us all together, similar to the messenger child. No matter our beliefs, no matter our desires, no matter our personalities, if we want true change, it must come from our culture. Let me reread that. If we want change, it must come from our culture, nobody else's. And in order to have a culture, one must have an idea. A spiritual thought rejuvenator that speaks not only to the ears, but the hearts, the minds of her people. Everything we did prior to colonization focused on positive relationships throughout life and death. Part 2, Journey of Your Soul. Our Ba is a star. All right, so first, where did the word soul come from? Where did this word come from? So soul, noun, a substantial entity believed to be that in each person which lives, feels, thinks, and wills. So your soul lives, feels, thinks, and wills. Sounds like us. Sounds like you and I. It's from the Proto-Germanic Sawalo, source also of Old Saxon Sila. And then it always says uncertain origin, because we know here, as Sunday study guy, we know here that when we see uncertain origin, we know the Tamu is playing their tricks again. We know there's an origin. Everything has an origin. Everything has a source. You just don't want to. You don't want to show or tell us what it is. But I'm going to show the people what it is tonight. Sometimes said to mean originally coming from our belonging to the sea, because that was supposed to be the stopping place of the soul. So the stopping place of the soul was the sea. Interesting. Before birth or after death. So it's happening before we get to Earth, and it's happening when we leave Earth. The soul will be stopping at some sea. Interesting. If so, it would be the Proto-Germanic Sawaz, or sea, the word sea, the English word sea. Klein explains this is from a lake. Remember that. Klein explains this is from a lake as a dwelling place of souls in ancient northern Europe. No. We're going to find the ancient place it really comes from, and it wasn't from Europe, Mr. Klein. So do you see here, if you go to Budget's Dictionary, Volume 1, page CXXVI. Page CXXVI. This is a symbol of a pool of water, a collection of water, a lake, a sea. It is the water symbol, one of the water symbols that the Medu Neter has. You can see here, it means lake. From a lake, lake. What's interesting too is it also means the Ka. And I'll show you a little bit about that tonight, but it's not my main focus. But water also deals with light and fire. And we'll deal with a little bit of that tonight. So what does a lake have to do with a soul? What does a lake have to do with a soul? Remember the glyph below? So remember the Hemti, we had the uterus, the matrix, the pudenda. Well, here's the lake symbol, the water symbol. But what does it have to do with the soul? What does water have to do with the soul? So here's the etymology for the word lake. And I apologize, I wish I could zoom in on this. The certain program I use doesn't allow me. So we'll just have to do the best we can. So lake noun. A lake is from the Proto-Indo-European root, or the Pi root, laku, a body of water. But I want us to focus on its meaning as sea. A lake means a sea. We come up here to the Medu Neter word mer, and it means lake. It means a collection of water, a lake, a pool, a cistern, a reservoir, a basin, a canal, inundation, flood, stream, etc., etc., etc. Water. Okay, so we go down to sea because we know lake is also a sea. And it comes from the Middle English. It means a sheet of water, a sea, a lake, a pool. It says Germanic languages also use the more general Indo-European. Whenever we see Indo-European word, there's a pi root, which means equals the Medu Neter. They don't want to put the Medu Neter there because then we start discovering things they don't want us to know about. So Germanic languages also use the more general Indo-European word represented by the English mir or mer. So let's find out what mer is. We shoot up here to the middle where the pointer is circling crazily right now. So mir adjective. I'm going to read the highlighted part only. And it says Proto-Indo-European mer. You see that? It's very small. I'm sorry. But take my word for it because I haven't lied to you so far. The M-E-R, the mer. Isn't that the Medu Neter right here? Mer. To gleam, glimmer, sparkle. a ray to beam. So the adjective for this English word myrrh, means to gleam, glimmer, sparkle, ray beam. I wonder where they got that from. I wonder. What is this? If you follow the pointer, we have the ba. The ba, we all should know by now, means to shine, to be bright, to shine. If you do the etymology of the word gleam, it means to shine. There's one connection. Boom. We come down to the ba, because ba could be spelled B-A, could be spelled B-A-H. And look, the ba means also to flood with water, to submerge, to be flooded. The irrigation officer. So something is getting submerged or flooded. Interesting. So here is the connection to something that shines and something that deals with water. We come down to mer here. It means a noun. Mer means a lake again. The meri means a sea. The scribe, go back to his show last week. It's Melanin Dark Consciousness, part 4. By the scribe, he went over the Mori. I'm only going to go over this very briefly because he went over it already. The Proto-Indo-European root, Mori, means body of water. In a larger sense, a sea. An arm of a sea. I want you to remember arm of a sea. Why would they put a larger sense of a sea, arm of a sea? Does anybody, Arcad, I need you to watch the chat for me because I'm not going to click off for time purposes. Brother Arcad, are you there?
Yep, I can hear you, brother.
Okay, let me know in the chat if anybody in the chat has ever seen a body of water with arms sticking out of it, or any arms attached to water.
John Richardson says, "Thank you for helping me understand what the Matrix is."
Oh yeah, you're welcome, my brother. Has anybody seen arms attached to water before? Anybody in the chat?
We have 21 people in the chat. Don't be shy. Anybody seen water with arms? No comments, brother. Nope. Okay. Shannon says no big vapes is question mark.
Okay, so maybe there are stupid questions because we all know that this isn't a possibility. So the Meri, so just remember that they're claiming here that the larger sense of the mer is a sea, is an arm of the sea. There's an arm of some sea. Just remember arm. So the connection to Mori goes back to Medunetter with the Meri, which means lover. Because how our soul is created, we have to, quote unquote, make love or have sex. Without love and sex, there is no Ba being manifested or created here on earth in the physical form. And then after that, in order for that to happen, fluids have to be excreted, or there has to be a flood, the Meri. See that? The Meri, flood, bodily excretion. So here's the connection. This is where the etymology, and then finally the English word is claiming the ancient Europeans came up with all these concepts when it was the ancient Egyptians that knew this all along. So see the connection now. The original meaning for lake goes back to the Ba. The original meaning for lake goes back to the Ba, being submerged in amniotic fluid, which is the water inside the female when she's carrying a baby prior to physical birth. So I'm going to break down this real quickly because a lot of us should know what the Ba is again. So your Ba is your heart, your soul. Actually, I'll break this down because this is for new people in the future. Your Ba is your heart and soul, and it's symbolized by a fish that is jumping or rising out of water. So now this makes sense. So if I had just, if I never went through all this and made the connection between the Ba and the water, and then I just said, oh yeah, we come to Budget Dictionary and see this fish here? What's that fish doing there? It doesn't make any sense. I know it's the Tahuti bird, but what's the fish doing there? Yes, because your Ba literally comes from Nu, or comes from water. So your Ba is your heart and soul. It is symbolized by a fish. that is jumping or rising out of water, also known as your ka. This is also the symbol for the ka. Okay. Soul, spirit, body. So we didn't call soul, we called it the ba. So we have the Khat, right? We see that the Khat is a penis too, because you can't create physical bas without a penis. It's not just the vagina, we need the penis. So our strength is reproduction. That's every black man, so-called black man's strength today is reproduction. It's not the Tamahu's strength, it's our strength. So our strength is reproduction. It is our masculine sexual nature. Okay, it's not the effeminate, what do you call that, when people get married? What's it called? Monogamous. We weren't monogamous. I'm just using these terms because people know them. We weren't married either. Men had multiple mates, and that's why this whole problem, it's not really a problem if people just stop using the meaning and the word of cheating, but that's why all this is happening with our people. Okay, so our strength is reproduction, therefore the guarantee of our existence after physical life. So without reproducing, there is no existence. The Khat also means the mummified body. So it's dealing with death. The Sahu. Because when we die, according to the ancestors and according to me and what I know and feel in my heart, we go back to Sa, which is now being called erroneously Orion. We continue to exist through others' memories. So our strength is reproduction, therefore the guarantee of our existence after physical life, and we continue to exist through others' memories. That's why Saba always stressed the Saket or Sakem, because it is our memories that guarantee our existence to live on here on Geb or Earth. The Ba represents the heart and soul of the individual in Kemet, often depicted as a falcon who flies over the deceased body. Okay? The Heru. And this is the pot of fire, because you're dealing with light energy. It's the heart and soul. It's the might. It's the power. It's the strength. It's your courage as a black man. It is your Ba, your heart and soul. We've heard these terms before. The heart and soul. He got soul, right? Soul brother number one, George Jackson. So 9 parts of the soul in Kemet was the Ba, the Ka, consciousness, the Sakem, power, the Khat, the body, the Ib, the heart, the Shuit, shadow, the Sa, protection, the Ren, name, and Aku, the light form. This would be an excellent class for Saba to give if somebody wants to know more about that. And there is the Ba over Osiris or over the Sahu. Let's get into some very brief literature. Man's soul identified with both Osiris and with nature. This is from Coffin Text 330 excerpt. It is nearly impossible to get the Coffin Text if you do not have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And when I mean the Coffin Text, I mean the complete 3-volume text. I actually found a complete volume before the feds came into the website that I got from and shut it down. If you go to that website, Arcad knows the website. If you go to the PDF website now, it has a big federal, Bureau of Investigation shield on it. It's been seized and all that. That's the only place I ever found a complete copy for free on PDF. Was there, and they shut it down. Bastards. Okay, so man's soul identified with both Osiris and with nature. Coffin Text 330. Whether I live or die, I am Osiris. You hear that? You are Osiris. Whether I live or die, I am Osiris. I enter in and reappear through you. So the Netter, the original Netter, the great Netter, Asar, Osiris. He enters and reappears through us, through our daily lives. I decay in you, I grow in you. Symbolized over here by the men. This is where the meta word men comes from. It is the grain, it is the corn, it is the shoots springing forth, giving new life from the Sahu, from Osiris. I fall down in you, I fall upon my side. The gods are living in me, for I live and grow in corn. And we're going to get very briefly into why is this here? Well, what does corn have to do with anything? That sustains the honored ones. Everybody that's listening to me tonight, whether you know it or not, at this point in your life, you are honored. I cover the earth, whether I live or die. I am barley. I am not destroyed. We are never destroyed, no matter what scientist you meet, whether it's Neil Tyson deGrasse Tysson, or it's, what's that guy that could barely talk? He's in a wheelchair. He's famous too. I forgot his name.
Michael something, right?
I don't know. He looked like to me. He looked like a retard. But
the black hole guy.
No, he's a white guy. He's very famous.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, him. Stephen Hawkins. I don't care what they say. I follow my ancestors, and if you do too, they say we are not destroyed, so I believe them. And the corn is mentioned because of the mess again. We're back at the mess, and we see there's crop grain. Grain is corn. Corn is grain. See that? Back at the mess. Right back at the birthing process. Right there in the coffin text. Now after this, I can end again. I mean, this really solidifies with evidence that we're stars. Because you hear people walking around in conscious community and in the mystical community saying, "Oh, I'm a star child, I'm starfire," and all this stuff. Well, yeah, you're literally a star. So the Ba equals the soul is a star equals light from the Per M Haru intro page LXVI online. This is online. You can go right there now to our it's called internetarchives.org. It's online, page 72. It says, Ha Pepi Pem Bak Ba'u Anu Is Bak Ba'u Nakem As Bak Ba'u Pe Is Bak Seb Onk Is Kent Senu F. Behold, Pepi, this, thy soul is thy soul. You see the souls echoing right there? Of Anu. Remember I did a Inanna lesson with An, her father? There's another connection. Behold, thy soul is the soul of Naken. Behold, thy soul is the soul of Pe. Behold, thy soul is a star. Bak Seb. See that? The Ba and the star, the 5-pointed star. Thy soul is a star. Living, behold, among its brethren. So there's going to be other sisters and brothers there. The whole family's there that we believe in. The consciousness is always attracted to its liking consciousness. So if you're in fear, that's what's waiting for you on the other side. If you're positive like us, with the coin positive, that's what's waiting for you. And to a real quick example, a lot of times I take the train in downtown LA at night, and it is a war zone, man. You have drug addicts, you have people walking around with feces on them, you have people smoking, shooting drugs. It is when it's past 10 o'clock, I try to get on and off that train before 10, because once it hits 10 p.m., it is the Netter Kurt. It is me staying in my Ren, knowing that my Ba is a Seb or a star, and utilizing my teacher's teachings to the fullest in my daily life. That resonates a frequency out there that the drug addicts seem to stay away. Everybody seems to stay away so far. And that is what I feel, and I'm going to put a caveat here. This is my conjecture, it's my opinion, that that's how it is right after we leave these bodies, that the same energy and frequencies on the other side, and it's up to you to be among the brethren or be among your enemies. It's your choice. So I can stop here, Arcad. I have the souls of star. The people came to hear that the ancestors said we were stars, and there it is. But I'll go on because the sisters are in the building. So if that's not enough evidence for us that we are literally stars, according to our ancestors, there is always more. Get ready, my dark melanated scientists. We're ready. And for the last part 3, Journey of Your Soul, the zinc link. I'm going to say this before we get into it. Again, if you know anybody else that's going to give you this link here, let me know. If you heard this anywhere else where somebody's linking zinc to our souls being stars, let me know the person's name. I would like to meet them and invite them on our show to have a discussion. Importance of zinc. Because I can't just leave you with the ancestors. That's from, a lot will say that's from thousands, that's pseudo, that's from thousands of years ago. That's mythos. Now I'm going to give you the science version. So this is from the Mayo Clinic. Zinc, a nutrient found throughout your body, helps your immune system and metabolism function. So it helps your immune system and metabolism function. The things that help you to work out if you work out and for you to lose weight. Zinc is also important to wound healing and your sense of taste and smell. This is from Emergency article. I'm just going to read the highlighted parts. It says, well, maybe I'll read some of the other part so you get the context. It says, in general, zinc is important for your overall health because it helps support the immune system. And your body also needs zinc to make proteins and DNA. You hear that? You hear how vital this element is? Without it, you need zinc to help make proteins, which are the building blocks of your muscles. Without your muscles, you can't even watch me right now on the screen and hear me. So it needs zinc to make proteins, and literally the information that created us is DNA. That's how important it is. Looking to get enough zinc, take another look at your diet. This is just a few things you can eat to get better zinc. To get more zinc in you is oysters and other seafood, as well as red meat and poultry are a good source. And there's also zinc in beans, nuts, whole grains, and dairy products. And then they pitch this emergency immune supplement, because you can get zinc through supplements. And then for my vegetarians out there, you can get you're gonna have a harder time, it says, getting zinc, enough zinc that you need, because you don't eat meat. Yeah, so, but it says while there is zinc in beans and grains, the zinc in those foods can always be fully absorbed. So that's for the vegetarians. This is from Medical News Today. What are the health benefits of zinc? What are the health benefits of zinc? This is from Femi Amaru from January 28, 2021. He lists a bunch of benefits. I'm just going to deal with the sexual health. So number 6, sexual health is low zinc levels may lead to delayed sexual development, fertility problems, and other sexual health issues in males. The authors of research from 2018 describe zinc as essential to male sexual health. So it's essential to us males. Reasons for this could include zinc's roles as an antioxidant, and hormone balancer. However, while zinc deficiency can have a negative impact, too much zinc may lead to toxicity, which could be harmful to sperm. Yeah, too much of anything can be harmful. Anyone considering zinc supplements to support their sexual health should speak with a doctor, and it goes on and on. Okay. Now some quick links here. The atomic number of zinc is 30 protons, 30 electrons, and 35 neutrons. Got the 6s and the 3s going here. Okay, so research encourages breastfeeding mothers to ramp up zinc and iron intake. Let's check that out. So this is from Neutral Ingredients, Europe. Let me see if I can blow this up real quick. All right, let's see how this looks. Okay, that's good. Oh, I hate these pop-up things, man. They force you to agree. No, I'm not agreeing. Okay, so research encourages breastfeeding mothers to ramp up zinc and iron intake by Linda SCRIIIBE. This is 20th of January, 2021. I'm only going to read very little. It says a new Polish study indicates that by following a diet that is rich in zinc and iron, breastfeeding mothers produce milk with higher concentration of these trace minerals. The study, the first to investigate concentrations of iron and zinc in human milk in correlation with maternal factors like age, diet, and nutritional status, found that the maternal diet influences the iron and zinc content of breast milk. It says our results show that maternal diet influences iron and zinc content in human milk, suggesting that adequate intake of food rich in investigated minerals may be a positive factor for the concentrations in human milk, wrote the researchers in Nutrients. Okay, so the more you take in of zinc, the healthier it is for your breast milk. Mutation in zinc transport protein may inhibit successful breastfeeding. This is from Penn State. Mutation in zinc transport protein may inhibit successful breastfeeding. This is Shannon Keller from Penn State, Associate Professor of Cellular and Molecular Physiology. Studies the role of zinc and its transporters in breast development and lactation. So I'm just going to read a little bit here again. This is from Hershey, PA. Zinc plays an important role in a woman's ability to successfully breastfeed her child, according to health researchers. It has long been known that zinc, an essential trace element, is passed to infants through mother's breast milk. The levels of zinc in mother's milk and the effects of zinc deficiency in infants have been previously studied, but the role of zinc in breast development and function in lactating mothers is a relatively new area of research. It says the protein ZNT2 transports zinc in specific tissues in the body, including the mammary glands. Shannon Keller and colleagues have previously found that some women have mutations in ZNT2, and that when the protein does not function correctly, breast milk will have very low amounts of zinc, which can cause severe zinc deficiency in exclusive breastfed infants. So you see that? So there'll be mutations in the ZNT2 in that protein, and that when the protein does not function correctly, breast milk will have very low amounts of zinc, which can cause severe zinc deficiency in exclusively breastfed infants. There's much more. If you're interested in knowing more, you can always get in contact with me, and I'd be happy to share the sources with you. Zinc deficiency before conception disrupts fetal development. It's getting more serious. This is one of my favorite sites, Science Daily. Let's blow this up right here. Okay, Science Daily. It says zinc deficiency before conception disrupts. So it can disrupt before the conception, before the sperm hits the egg or meets the egg. It can disrupt the fetal development. Wow. May 29th, 2014, from Penn State again. Female mice deprived of dietary zinc for a relatively short time before conception experienced fertility and pregnancy problems more than mice that ingested zinc during the same times, according to researchers. Zinc deficiency caused a high incidence of pregnancy loss, and embryos from the zinc deficient diet group were an average of 38% smaller. You hear that, ladies? The embryos, your babies, if deficient in zinc, in a zinc diet, seafoods, meats, were an average of 30% smaller than those from the control group. Preconception zinc deficiency also caused approximately half of embryos to exhibit delayed or aberrant development. Serious stuff. Before I read this, I'm not going to act like I knew this before I did the research here. I didn't know it was this serious with zinc. I really didn't. Had me researching if my levels are low and I need to get some more myself. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a drink of water. So zinc is very serious. Zinc is a bluish silver metal that has the atomic number 30 in the periodic table. Okay. Here's where the fun begins. We get to watch a couple of fun videos. So the radiant zinc fireworks reveal quality of human egg. Discovery could help fertility doctors decide best eggs to implant for IV. So this is from Northwestern Now. It says radiant zinc fireworks reveal quality of human eggs. Discovery could help fertility doctors decide best eggs to implant for IVF. The more radiant the burst, the better the egg. Zinc content predicts eggs' ability to develop into an embryo. Tool being developed to help doctors see zinc fireworks in clinic. Oh, give me the X, thank you. Chicago. A stunning explosion of zinc fireworks occurs when a human egg is activated by sperm enzyme. So there's an enzyme in the sperm that activates fireworks. And the size of these sparks, quote unquote, is a direct measure of the quality of the egg and its ability to develop into an embryo, according to new research from Northwestern Medicine. So the discovery has potential to help doctors choose the best eggs to transfer during an in vitro or IVF, the scientists said. This is the first time the zinc sparks, they're called zinc sparks, have been documented in a human egg. So you heard it from this study here, and I have many more. I don't have enough time to show you every single different source material I have, but all of them match up to this one. Then explosions deal with fire, fireworks deal with fire, sparks deal with fire, they start fires, and it's caused by the sperm enzyme, and we're going to see precisely when it happens. So you're beginning to see that literally we are the stars, we are light beings. Here is the scientific evidence. Okay, so short videos of zinc spark. At the moment we are conceived, yes. The light beam happens. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm going to get to the videos here. 2 short videos.
Shout out to them videos, my brother.
Shout out to the videos from the great Arcad Infinite. Everybody heard it here. Let me pause it. Let me get the screen back up here. Arcad wants to see some fireworks.
Show y'all love. Like, subscribe, and comment. Let's see them videos, brother.
Let's see them videos. Arcad is ready. The lines are ready. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Okay, everybody's ready. Let me blow up the screen. Can you see the screen, Arcad?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Okay, so you saw in that video there that I wasn't joking when I said we're literal stars, because you saw there that the egg, at the moment of conception, there's a little spark that occurs. And I got to be honest with you, when I learned that, ain't nobody could tell me nothing about who we are now, because we got the ancestors speaking about it tens of thousands of years ago. We got the Tamahoos confirming it right now. So if you look in the mirror tonight or whenever you do, just know that you are a spark of light, or as she said, the spark of light, literally at conception. And we are not done yet, but we are almost done here. Let's get this up here. So let's begin wrapping this up. Evidence has been shared. Now, how does it assist us personally? Scientists just captured the flash of light that sparks when a sperm meets an egg. This is the source. So, why is zinc so special? The researchers found that eggs compartmentalize and distribute zinc to control the development of a healthy embryo. The mineral plays a vital role in controlling the decision. You see that? Decision. Zinc is making a decision. The mineral plays a vital role in controlling the decision the egg makes to grow into an embryo. Excuse me, the egg is making the decision based off of the mineral or the zinc that's entering her. So the egg is conscious. It's a whole nother. You can ask Saba that. This also proves consciousness prior to birth. The egg is definitely conscious in making decisions to grow into an embryo. So the more zinc that's released, the brighter the flash, and the more viable the egg. Okay. This is where it gets interesting. So a meta word, the meta word pa means flame, fire, or spark. Means flame, fire, or spark. And again, this cliff here is dealing with lips, excreting liquid, or water flowing out of lips. Okay. Pa also means our ancestor. The original word for ancestor was pa. And pa means flame, fire, spark. So the original term our ancestors used for their ancestors was pa. Here's where it gets interesting. They knew that the netter and the netteret were sparks because we have fire, we have flame. They knew this already. Everything, as Arcad says, is a lie. Everything. There are people right now in these museums and collectors' mansions right now at this moment studying and researching all this stuff, just like Tahuti, me, Scribe, Arcad do week in, week out. They're being paid high commissions to do this, and they're recreating and creating history as we speak. Okay? They're not just making this stuff or just quote unquote discovering this information. They're grabbing the metanetter, they're deciphering it just like we are, and they're putting the connections together and then saying it comes from ancient Europe. This thorough research, presentation, and your consistent support is what separates Ma'at, teachings of Ma'at.org, from every other conscious community, black nationalists, whatever label is used today. We are Pa. We are our ancestors. We are the spark of life. And Pa, of course, is the root for Pa'ut. And Pa'ut has many meanings, but just for time purposes, It means the matter or material of which anything is made. Anything. You, I, the tables, anything. Because everything comes from this light energy. It comes from the Pa. And zinc is a part of that. Almost finished. Remember the mess? Well, how does it relate to you and I? Could it connect us back home? Lightland? The same subatomic realm zinc was created in? Of course, this is one of the glyphs for the mess, representing the mess, showing that the birthing process happens before light even exists. That's a whole nother show. Child's destiny is to enter physical life. Cephalophic presentation or head presentation or head first presentation is a situation at childbirth where the fetus is in a longitudinal lie and the head enters the pelvis first. The most common form of cephalophic presentation is the vortex presentation, where the occiput is the leading part, the part that first enters the birth canal. All their presentations are abnormal or malpresentations and are either more difficult to deliver or not delivered by natural means or C-sections. But in order to get into the cephalophic presentation, the child or the infant has to rotate, has to turn around. And look what we have here. The mess, again, it means what? To turn around, to avoid a malpresentation or complications or C-section. The mess is an amulet worn by women to obtain easy labor. Another connection to the mescanet. The messy. It's not messy because it's dirty or bad. It's messy because it's great. It's good. To bear, to give birth to produce, to fashion, to form, to make a likeness of. And listen to this. To make, to be born. So something has to be made prior to even our birth. Something has to be made prior to us even being born. What is that? Okay, mess also means to weave, to spin. Now we're dealing with the macrocosm. We're dealing with our own galaxy and our own stars, which come from the Milky Way. The Milky Way, yes, is a spiral galaxy. It looks just like this. The golden mean spiral. And it actually rotates. It spins. Okay? In Orion's belt or Sa, Sept or Septu, sit within the belt that's spinning. Destiny of the Ba is to enter spiritual life, therefore Lightland, the quantum realm of the stars. And this here is also a boat. Guess what the boat is called? The boat Ra is riding on, one of its titles was the Mescanet. The Mescanet. The Talmud says it's the boat of riding at night, or the boat of the underworld, but it's the boat in the Tuat. One of the boats in the Tuat that takes you to the Tuat, which is again dealing with the ant, which goes back to consciousness, but is also known as the rebirth or the Mescanet. When we rebirth out of our physical bodies and our consciousness survives into the subatomic realm, right here, where everything exists. I can't wait to go. Okay. So here's my last piece of evidence. That you as a Ba, a spark, a light being, came to the physical realm to exist within matter and will return home after death as a conscious being who remembers their previous life outside the realm of space and time. I'll leave you with one more piece of literature, which is Utterance 412, A Spell for Resurrection. This is from William Kelly Simpson, Ancient Egyptian Literature, page 52. Line 721 says, "The Great One has fallen upon his side. He who is of Nedit trembled, but his head has been raised up by Re. For he despises sleep and scorns languor." That means laziness. "O flesh of Teti," here's the great Nasu. Look at this brother over here on the right real quick. I work out 4 times a week, and I'm gradually starting to look like this brother here. And this brother probably never picked up a barbell or a dumbbell. And look at this brother's biceps, his forearms, his chest. Look at the vastration, the striation on his chest. Brothers were cut up without any weights and protein shakes and steroids. "For he despises sleep and scorns languor. O flesh of Teti, do not rot, do not purify, do not smell foul." This is from page 53, continuation. "Your foot will not go astray, your movements will not wander. You will not tread upon the decay of Osiris." This is important within the highlighted. "You shall approach the sky like Orion." You shall approach the sky like Orion. "And your Ba will be watchful like Sept or Stosis." You shall be a Ba. You hear that? You shall be a Ba, for you are a Ba. You are light energy. You are a star. "You shall be honored." There it goes again. "You shall be honored, for you are honored." Because what matters is what you think about you, not what I think about you. "Your Ba shall stand amidst the gods as Horus of Eru, which was the warrior Neter, Aru. Your Ba shall stand amidst the gods." So you won't be alone after this physical world. You'll stand among the Neteru. "Let awe for you well up in the hearts of the gods, like unto the Neith crown on the head of the king of Lower Kemet, like unto the crown of the Upper Kemet upon the head of her king, like unto the braids on the heads of the Bedouin. You shall hold fast to the hands of the stars." You hear that? "You shall hold fast to the hands of the stars, which know not destruction. Your bones will never perish, your flesh will never decay. O Teti, your limbs will be far from you, for you are indeed one of the Neteru." So teachersofmat.org, please contact us for any questions. Oh, wait a second. I forgot one thing here before we end. I forgot to address the arms and the sea. Here we go. So let me see if I can find that too. Hold on a second. So why did Klein say from the lake as a dwelling place of souls in ancient Northern Europe? No, that's not it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So you remember the myrrh? And it's from the Proto-Indo-European root mori. And it says the larger sense of sea, arm of the sea. And nobody's ever seen an arm coming out of the sea other than your arms. The sea does not have arms. Why would they say this? Why? Well, you see the Hemti again? This is how great this is. You see the Hemti? You see this here? This means something that embraces us males. When our females are operating in the original matrix that deals with Mut, that deals with Ma'at, when our females are operating in Ma'at, they can embrace us then. If you notice, at least in the Western society, I can only speak on the one I've lived in predominantly. In the Western society, I watch a lot of these relationship, they call them red pills. just for entertainment. And man, their relationships go through it. There's always constant pushback and arguing. But I notice, at least he's the only person I know that's been in a relationship for over a year with his goddesses and has strictly followed Ma'at more than anyone I know. I mean, you don't have to follow exactly like he is because we're not going to be able to, but at least acknowledging Ma'at and wants to live for her. His relationship's been, at least from what I've seen, I haven't ever seen them argue once or push back against each other. So these are two arms. And we know that the hem is dealing with water because here's the water glyph right here. These are the arms of water that they're talking about in the etymology. And if we did not go through the meta-netter and find this word here, that would make no sense in the etymology. Here are your arms of water. It means when our females are in their natural state, which is following Ma'at, we can be embraced by them once again, consciously. Okay, so let me do this real quick. So on that note, you're not doing what I want you to do, Mountain. Okay, so on that note, teachingsamat.org. Please contact us for any questions, for inquiries on how to purchase or downloadable content. Please email us to us. Tua, if you're listening live tonight, please stick around. This show is going to be fun. We're going to have me and the sisters and brothers are going to chop it up. If you're an active member, you're here now, I'd like you to come on the panel, especially if you're brand new, and introduce yourself. It gives inspiration to others that might be on the fence with joining us. And also we're going to break down, Scribe's going to break down the website, our beautiful website, so you can contact us and get merch and other things and donate. And I'm going to show you the newsletter, which gives you a summary of what we teach every week. So stick around, please. Only take a break for a short while and come back. So please contact us for any questions, for inquiries on how to purchase or downloadable content. Please email us at leadership@teachingsamat.org. That's the end. Thank you for supporting teachingsamat.org. And yes, we can't do this without your donations. This takes a lot of time. We are very busy men up here on the panel. So you can just take your phone right now if you choose, and you can scan with the QR codes for Teachings of Ma'at, the Cash App, we have the PayPal, and we make it very easy. We know this is the crypto age, so even if you have a crypto wallet, it could be Bitcoin or anything, Ethereum, go to teachingsofma'at.wallet. If you have any further questions on that, please contact us at leadership@teachingsofma'at.org. It's leadership@teachingsofma'at.org. And yes, we look forward to meeting you in the future. That is it. I'm done. I hope you enjoy. And I'll give the mic back to the Techechi U, which is the great Arcad Infinite.
Hotep. Peace and love, everybody in the chat. I'll show y'all support for that wonderful, wonderful breakdown. Y'all know y'all not getting it like that nowhere else. And if you are, put the link in the chat. Please put the link in the chat. Shout out to Jai Rashid. Brother, I love that breakdown. I got to go back and absorb that. I was digging the Mescanet and the goddess Mescanet. I love how you tied that in. No, I got to go down and really absorb these teachings. Let me show y'all something. Y'all think it's a game real quick. I just want to show y'all something real quick. Don't laugh, though. Don't laugh, guys. But when he said the book, so this is the book that he was talking about. And so I went, and I don't know if y'all can see, but I went and highlighted it real quick. I got the real book. I have the PDF too, but I went and I highlighted it because I take these studies interesting. I take them real serious. I take these teachings very serious because I value the truth. And I just wanted to show everybody that, because that's one of the things that I used to do when I first heard Saba talk, and he was mentioning all of these different names and all these different authors and stuff that I didn't know. I didn't act like I knew. That's the thing. if you don't know, it's okay to say you don't know, and that's the whole purpose and point of learning. So I appreciate your teachings, brother. As always, shout out to the chat. Shout out to Robert Williams. Shout out to Shannon and all the sisters in the chat. And yeah, I'm not that the goddess, that birthstone, brother. I had to make a copy of that because I got to go back and check that out too. That was real deep with that symbol. Y'all show some love to my good brother Ahati for that excellent breakdown. Scribe, I'm gonna let you brothers go ahead and break down the website. But as always, I always appreciate your teachings, Ahati. I appreciate that. And y'all go to that Ancient Egypt online and go check out that website, because these resources that we are dropping here on the teachingsofmaat.org website are monumental. And I'm going to share something real quick before I go. Friday's class, I had reached out to one of my brothers in Australia, reached out to me. And he wasn't aware of, he was one of my Muslim brothers, and he reached out to me. We had a long 2-hour conversation after the pod class. And I wanted to be able to show my screen to him, but I couldn't. But at the end of our conversation, he was thoroughly impressed by the source, the sources. It wasn't just me talking; it was me showing sources and presenting sources. So that's one of the things that I learned from our Saba, and that I learned from you, Ahati, and that I learned from you, my brother. So we're gonna continue to motivate and set the standard for what's to come. Teachersofmaat.org. Peace and love, my brothers.
Yeah, Hotel Ma'at, that was amazing. Great brother Ahati. Yeah, you set the stage on fire with that one. My fingers are burning right now. That was absolutely amazing. Yes, I definitely am looking forward to studying that throughout the week, leading up to the pod class. Yeah, the teaching of the hemp and how you showed the cow uterus, and showing how just intricately how our ancestors were so just amazing. There's no words for it. Excuse me. How our ancestors were able to look at their nature around them and incorporate into an entire language and have each thing connect on many different levels is absolutely genius. And I know people really don't understand what it would even take to begin to start doing something like that. It's absolutely beautiful. And I've seen contraceptives or a birth control that is in that exact shape that they use to actually stop the birth. So that right there is very, very deep. The teaching of the mesu is I love that teaching, and which of course we know, which is with the name Moses in the Bible, how that was a very, very common name for us in ancient Kemet. And yeah, thank you for bringing that out and teaching that. I think that the goddesses out there really will appreciate this teaching, and helps them understand more of who they are, and why it is very important to become a goddess, right? And you gave an excellent step-by-step guide on understanding how to achieve that. You know, becoming the upesh, the opener. You know, and how that's associated with the dream state. Is absolutely amazing, and I love the teachings. And yeah, you're right, Arcad, that the birthstone, I've never seen that before. I've never heard of that before. So thank you for that. You know, I'm glad that we can see. I'm not into, a lot of times when you see panels, people will bring something up, and then other brothers be like, yeah, I know what that is. Man, I love being able to say I've never heard of that. I love being able to say I do not know. and that's just such a beautiful thing, because the information is infinite. And if there was one person who understood or knew all the information, then hey, but it's such a powerful thing to be able to come together as brothers and learn from one another, and sisters too. We're definitely gonna have some sisters up here teaching soon. I'm putting that out there because it's very important that the people see the sisters teaching as well. Just like we get up here every week and we give these teachings. And so to you, Ahati, I definitely want to make sure that I give you your adoration while you're here, and let you know that I really, really, really appreciate everything that you are doing for all of us. And I always let you know, for the time in which you were walking by yourself and elevating yourself to the status of the netter, to be able to lead and guide and gather the people together, to be able to leave something and protect it as well for the children and the generation coming up. And that's something that is priceless. And so for all of you out there, if you appreciate this great brother and you appreciate the information that he's bringing, and you appreciate what the teachings of Ma'at is bringing forth for everyone, please drop some support to let us know that you appreciate this. That's what keeps the energy flowing and letting us know that you all are receiving this information and you're appreciating it, because it's well deserved. It's far beyond deserved for what you just brought forth for us. All right, so with that being said, I'll go ahead and show the Teachings of Ma'at website, and that is the teachingsofma'at.org. It's in the description of the video, so you can click that description right there to go directly to the Teachings of Ma'at website. So I'll go ahead and share that. All right. So we are here. All right, let's so when you get to the teachingsofma'at.org website, we offer a newsletter that we send every single week, packed full of information. We usually summarize within one image as much as we can the teaching prior, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So all you do is you scroll all the way to the bottom here. Of course, there's a lot of information on here. You scroll all the way to the bottom to the subscribe section, and you just put in your email address. And when you put in your email address, you'll be added to the list, and you'll start to receive that newsletter. It's free, and it's definitely something that is quick for you to be able to go through and take a few minutes out of your day to be able to read. And then we also have our donation section here to help assist the movement. Your support and contributions will enable us to meet our goals and improve conditions. All right, your generous donation will help to fund our mission, and our mission statement is in the newsletter. All right, so we have this is our Study Guide Sunday live, so you can always go here as well as the YouTube. We have our Melanin Dark Consciousness breakdown here, the 5 episodes, and of course the descriptions of what we're teaching about in the episodes. And we have the Laws of Ma'at. All right, a lot of the ancient literature of the beautiful Cometians who study and stand on Ma'at, the instructions of Ani, the instructions of Amenemope, and the maxims of Ptah-hotep. This is all the first parts of these teachings, and it's absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't watched any of these teachings, be sure to go check these out and learn some information. And then of course we have the Stepping Out of the Matrix study guide, the full 13 episodes of breaking down Saba Tahuti's Stepping Out of the Matrix ebook. And of course you can make that purchase here under the shop/download section. All right, so we also have our merch here. We have short sleeve and long sleeve and hoodies for you all to represent and walk around with the Tahuti Pod Class sigil on your chest, which is a very powerful frequency walking around with. This isn't just a shirt you're putting on. This has an energy signature attached to it as we continuously teach every single week the Medu Neture, and which are logos, which later became something else, but these images carry an energy signature with them. All right, so when you're wearing the Tahuti's Teachings of Ma'at merchandise, you are walking with that energy of the pod class. All right, so it's important for us to represent the pod class outside of the pod class as well. All right, so when you sign up for the newsletter, you get 10% off of your first purchase here. And when you become a member, because we offer membership, active member and non-active membership, and the great brother Ahati will go further into that, you'll get 10% off the entire time that you are a member as we continue to add more to this section here. All right, so here is the Stepping Out of the Matrix ebook from our great Saba Tahuti, who is in the chat. All right, so be sure to make sure you have purchased this book, as well as Melanin Dark Consciousness, Egyptian Science. All right, these are excellent books. So be sure to go ahead and purchase these, and then go watch our study guide breakdowns of both of these books here. And then here is our affirmations. We have Tahuti's affirmation right here, the Anki and Ma'at. And then we also have the Makaru victory voice that the great brother Ahati recites at the beginning of our Study Guide Sunday classes. All right, and then we also have our Kemet foundational ideals. All right, so these are three powerful documents here that you can read to uplift your energy and to carry a frequency with you throughout the day if you read these as you rise in the morning. All right, so we also have Tahuti's Pod Class live section. So of course you can come here and watch the Tahuti Pod Class. Last Friday was a excellent pod class as always. The great Saba Tahuti taught about relationships, polygamy, what the word feminine means, the effect of the sperm, and the great brother Ahati went into that as well here, because these teachings are so vast. It's absolutely beautiful, which as he taught why we are actual stars. All right, and then we have Serpents and Dreams, and then Saba Tahuti brings out a live cobra, which are poisonous, if you did not know. So there's some first time, and there's some beautiful information in this pod class this past Friday. All right, so be sure to subscribe to the Tahuti Pod Class if you have not subscribed there, and join his pod class every single Friday that he has for us. All right, and then we have Meet the Movement, the leadership members, the great brother Ahati Maat, the great brother Arcad Infinite, and of course myself, the scribe. All right, and the master teacher, the Saba Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. And each image, when you click these images here, it'll take you to each individual Cash App if you want to support individually for a specific teacher that you appreciate their information or you appreciate what they bring. All right, so you can also support each member individually by just clicking on their image here. All right, and I'm gonna show you where you can also purchase the Journey of Your Soul series, book 1, that Ahati Maat was teaching from today. This is his powerful book. Here is where you purchase the physical copy. All right, so he has a physical copy and a digital copy. So you can pick and choose whichever one is more beneficial to you. All right, right here. And then we also have his BitChute link, which leads to more information that this great brother gives to you all. Very, very powerful information. And then you can also click here to purchase more of Ahati Maat's teachings and his webinars. But to be able to gain access to this type of information here, you have to create an account. That's all you have to do. Is free, is quick. And when you create an account, you will gain access to here, right here, the members only access. And this is what it'll give you until you create an account. And when you create an account, it'll give you this access. All right. So we have a ton of information for you all to start adding more to your library, your digital library, your information. There's so much to learn. All right. And we're giving you all a lot of different ways to attain this information. All right. So this is there for all of you who want to continue to expand your knowledge and your information. And this is something that is very, very powerful. All right. These teachings are very, very powerful, and they come with a webinar of actual video teaching. So when you make these purchases here, it comes with a video teaching of Ahati Maat teaching you through the PDFs that he has. And it also comes with an audio book, so you can listen to it as well. All right, so you get a video, audio, and PDF images with these purchases. All right, so very, very affordable for this information. So be sure to take advantage of it. And we also offer one-on-one 1 hour virtual sessions. All right, and you can of course pick and choose from which teacher that you would more connected with and who you would like to learn from. All right, so all you do is book here, and then when you hit book, it'll add you to the calendar and it'll send you a link. And we can start having our one-on-one sessions with you all to further break down some more information. All right, and then we have our social media. We have our TikTok here. TikTok at Teachings of Maat. So if you have a TikTok, be sure to follow us there at Teachings of Maat, as well as Twitter. And you're here now on the YouTube. All right, and as you see here, we also have our messaging system. So if you have any questions, you just click I have a question, and this will pop up here, and we'll receive that, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible with an answer to your question. All right, and I also want to show you my section too as well. And here is access to my personal YouTube, that my artistry that I do. I call it spoken frequency, and it's something that I coined myself because when I perform and I put together these tones, it's more than just what they would call rhyming or rap or poetry. I'm doing more than that. All right, so, and this is my personal YouTube, and you can hit this button here to follow that and subscribe there. And I also for all of my teachings, this is what I do for all of my teachings that I give on Sundays. I also offer the PDFs for you all to purchase as well, to go deeper into your own studies and to have the actual PDF yourself. All right, so here is the Melanin Patah from the Melanin Dark Consciousness episode 2. And then also the Black Eternity Spirit and Waters teachings. Very, very powerful teachings here that continues to connect us to what is today called divinity. So these are very, very powerful teachings that the Teachings of Maat is offering everyone. All right, so be sure to take advantage of all this information that we're bringing forth. All right, and so we also have our contact us section. So here is our email, leadership@teachingsofmaat.org, and Saba Tahuti's email, mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. All right, so with that, I'll stop sharing. Okay, so peace and love, Hotel Maat to everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the teaching. The link to join us is posted in the chat. It's pinned to the top of the chat. So if you want to join in, and we encourage you all, everyone, to join in and have a dialogue with us and just have a conversation with us. There's no reason to be nervous. There's no reason to be scared or anything like that. We won't bite you. We're very opening here, so just hit the link and have the conversation with us. Let us know what you thought. You can let us know some what you would like to see more of for us to bring towards to you all. And so with that being said, I will pass the mic to the great brother Ahati Maat if you would like to show the newsletter.
Yes. I'm only going to show small parts because when I show the actual newsletter, it looks like the website. So SCRIIIBE already basically described everything, which is great for me. And I'll just show you the most important parts of the newsletter. But before I do that, I want to reiterate what SCRIIIBE said with our sisters out there, especially the sisters that have been learning under Saba Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. You sisters, whether you know it or not, just your notes alone, you could put on lessons with that and help a lot of the sisters out that need it out there. Because I would really like to see a wave of you leading the way consciously and collectively to counter just what I see, what's popular today on social media with our women. It's totally and utterly disgusting, and I'm totally turned off by it. So you sisters are out there, you know who I'm talking about, and you have my confidence, and that should speak a lot to you. And you don't have to be perfect, just be yourself. That's all it takes. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to go to this newsletter. That's free. The newsletter is free. And it's written like it's one of these super great paid subscription. Just think about your best paid subscription magazine or newsletter out there. And we're giving you the info here for free. Okay, so I'm going to get to this newsletter. Just had a little mind lapse right there. It's daydreaming. Okay. All right, so here's the newsletter. This is the beginning. Okay. So you see here, it says Teachings of Ma'at, the movement begins with you. This is the first page. Book study breakdown and news. The reason why the movement begins with you, because without you, there is no movement. We do not have this show here. Saba's not teaching. So the movement always begins with you. If you're like me and you love research and you love to organize what you research, we conveniently put the issue number here and the date always. It's a weekly newsletter, so you can always go back and say, hey, did Ahati talk about the hem during issue 22 on February 5th? Let me go check and see. And it's in your archives. You check and see, and boom, you see the summary there. So it says, greetings. Thank you to our consistent supporters and to everyone else who comes out and shows us love too. We appreciate you as well. Teachings of Ma'at is an organization that's founded on reciprocity. Thank you to those who understand and contribute. If you do not have the finances to give back to this great informational channel, give your time instead with service. So listen, yes, we live in a world that God is money, but we do understand that a lot of us do not have it. But if you have two arms, I could understand if you don't have arms or legs in a semi-functionally working brain. I could see, okay, they can't give anything. But everyone that's listening to this tonight can give something. So we do take time and service as compensation too, which means we do welcome your membership. Our mission, every movement and organization has a mission. Our great mission is to bring back home to the mindset of Ma'at as many sisters, brothers, and their children as possible free melanated people from the T.O.M matrix. For those listening in the future, the T.O.M is the foreign mindset of ancient Egypt and the followers of Ma'at, and that is now called the Caucasian, or the Greek mindset. Now, this is what I love about this newsletter, is that I'm a busy man. I know there's busy men and women out there too. I'm always on my phone. I'm on the go. I like picking up information very quickly. I'll pick up my cell phone. I look at it, glance at it real quickly. If I could just read a couple of paragraphs that break down an entire show, that would be great. Well, that's what you have here with this newsletter. You have an entire show in 2 small, precise, succinct paragraphs. So, last week was the scribe. It says the speaker scribe continued his great lesson pertaining to light waves and our consciousness. He begins by breaking down the word dark. According to the online etymology dictionary, dark means without light, sinister, not fair. At first, this may seem negative. Let me explain further. This is not describing people, but something else. What is it? If you want to find out what it is, go to the website, to the homepage, scroll all the way down to the bottom, put in your email, and hit that red sign up button right now, and you can find out what that is. What I also like about the email is our graphics team, and we're always looking for artists. That's one thing about teachersmod.org. We are heavily supportive of the artist community, whether you could paint, draw, you do computer design, you do poetry, spoken word, rap, whatever it is. We could use you. And the graphics team, these brothers do need their own graphics team, because I need them to do more serious matters for the movement. So sisters, brothers, I know there's sisters right now that know how to draw real well. Keep this in mind that, brothers, we do need your support to put these things together here. And you see there is constant learning still going on after. This is that, they call it an after party. After the party, there's another party. Well, after the class, there's another class. And it can go on long. It can go as long as you want it to go. And because it's packed with meta-netter, glyphs, it's just packed with information again. We have here the scribe looking like looking like a light being here in the Matrix. This is great. It just keeps going. Yeah, when I saw this, I'm like, what is it? There's a movie with it's a great movie I recommend. And if you were born in the 80s, you probably know what it is. It's a movie called They Live. They Live. And it stars the wrestler Roddy Piper. And it has one of the longest fight scenes in movie history. It lasted 12 minutes because Roddy Piper had to fight with a brother to break him out of the Matrix. But these beings that come to Earth and take it over, only Piper can see them. And when he lifts up his glasses, he can see what the beings really are. Now, the beings in the movie look like metallic skeleton robots. But here you can see, it reminds you of that movie because it reminds you of the scribe's true essence as the light being. So that's cool. Okay. And membership. Here's our membership. We are looking for writers, editors, managers, digital designers, social media content creators, organizers, physical meetups. If you have a skill or a talent that could be beneficial to the Teachers Mod organization, contact the leadership at teachersmod.org. Contact the leadership at teachersmod.org. And again, Kemet was a nation first. We don't care what your beliefs are. You're Muslim, Hindu, you worship unicorns, you play raccoons at night. We don't care. What we're looking for is Boz. We're looking for beings that are willing to listen and learn and to support our great Saba, myself, and the brothers on the panel so that we can leave something for our children and not just another bag of crap. So things to consider before skipping the study. What are the weekly studies about? They are based off the teachings of Tahuti, our great ancestors of the Nile Valley, a way to connect our community of truth seekers. So you're never alone with us. You never have to be alone again. We're family over here. With the leadership of the teachers of Ma'at, you are now witnessing his wisdom in action. Similar to all movements, information without good vibration manifests nothing. Join us. And we literally teach out these books here. Because I just taught out this one as Arcad showed. So this is based off of my experience, real concise and short. If you have been searching your entire life, like me, for a teacher teaching that can free you from fear, stress, worry, anger, then you've found the right home. Even if you are very knowledgeable about Ma'at and Kemet, we could use your service to free the minds of people. If you're a teacher, if you think you know the Medunetter better than Budge and Alan and all the rest, welcome. Scribe went over the merch. Head over now. You get a 10% off your first purchase as long as you sign for the newsletter. So make sure you sign for a newsletter and ask for your 10% off discount. And then if you join us, you get 10% off forever. I don't know what forever looks like. If you do, please tell me. But 10% off forever. I've never seen that deal anywhere, not even at Walmart or Amazon. TeachersAmat.org social hub. You're on the Teachers Amat YouTube channel. Go over to Saba, our teacher. The inspiration of all this information coming to you tonight and in the future. Go over to his YouTube channel. It's at Mystical TV. It's at Mystical TV. He gives a great podcast every Friday at 6 p.m. So head over there, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date. We also have the Twitter and TikTok. No, there's no twerking and there's no eating cheeseburgers and seeing if we can get likes off that. It's just this information and more, very short and concise for you. So go over there and subscribe. And then always, if you have any questions, you can scan the QR code or just go over to our website at teachersmod.org. I went over the donations already. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to give some shout outs here. So, Teachers Mod membership. This is a membership. Just because you come in this chat room, you're not a member. The members are putting in work and service. Movement means action. If you're just moving your lips, well, you're just moving your lips and we have no use for you. But we're looking for people that are willing to walk the walk and not just talk the talk, because that's how nations are born. That's how things change in our lives. So, Teachers Mod membership, the active members are Sadiq Asani Oba Allah. You might know him as the moderator, Rebel Minded. We have Angie Martinez. The new active members, I want to shout out Bella. A lot of you know Bella. Bella is a great warrior for Saba, and she is at his beck and call. We respect you. And Menku Ara Mary Ma'at, welcome, my brother. This is one of the original brothers, and one day you will see him back up here on the panel with us. I am sure of it. This is the leader of our soon-to-be cultural department, and he can describe that one day later. We're gonna have festivals. We're gonna have what we call block party. We're gonna have all that. So it's gonna be very fun. The non-active members, and when active and non-active is for the movement heads organization purposes. But really, all these people are active. So Anu, Ka, and Antu, his mate, they're very active right now. Sandra Carey, and then we have Big Vapes. Big Vapes, he's in the chat right now. Give Big Vapes a shout out if you see him. Tell him Hotep. And then we have the Teachers Mod supporters, because without support, there is no foundation. Without no foundation, there is no Ma'at. So we have Nito Campbell. That is the great brother in the chat. I believe it's Squano. And he is Mr. Consistency. He is Mr. Supporter. If you want to learn how to support, talk to him. Artist Simone Hawkins, Truth Seeker 22, E Manifesto, Shannon Southard, Begat Leisure, Teddy Patton, and Mark Anthony. I'm not sure if he's a descendant from the original Mark Anthony. I don't know if he's a acquaintance of the singer Mark Anthony, but he is Mark Anthony Sofacia. Hopefully I said your last name right. And it's your consistent support that helps us all grow. And one more thing before we bring up the people on the panel. I just want to show everybody there's nothing here.
Yeah, okay, hit the link, y'all. Hit the link if you want to come up on the panel.
Hold on a second.
Hit the link. It is pinned to the top of the chat. And just come up and show yourself, and let's have some conversation. Let's have some dialogue.
So this is the back of the membership card, when you become a member, you're going to get this card here. It's going to have your position. It's going to have we're very serious here. This is not a game or a joke or a fad or a clubhouse or a book club or whatever you want to call it. We're literally building something here. So it takes organization. So we have the position, we have the member number. You'll have a member number. You have the date you joined. This is all coming with your membership. You'll have a signature bar where you can sign your name. And I want to go over this because I usually skim over it because you can't see it when I'm doing it. But it's founded off of the original RBG. You have Nationalist Brothers saying the red, black, and green, but the original colors are red, black, and gold. And why? Red equals the blood that has been shed by millions upon millions of our people by the Matrix, our ancestors. The black represents consciousness, melanin. And the gold equals you, light, value. And it says, I live for Ma'at. Also, in the future, I'll be expanding on that too and leaving something on the website that you can read and share with your loved ones. And I'll be expanding on this too. It's all based off Kemet. I just went over the Kemet color codes. This is the Kemet foundational ideals of the teachings of Ma'at. Because in the teachings of Ma'at, we practice honesty, loyalty, respect, because that's how we will stand united forever. Honesty. Honesty, it is Ma'at, the law of the universe. It is the ability to be firm about one's decision to fight for one's life. Loyalty, taking action for the benefit of our community, having faith that your leader will serve you. Whoever your leader that you serve, because loyalty literally means to serve in the Medunetter. So to serve, that's why when people cheat on each other in sexual relationships and they say, oh, you're disloyal, that doesn't make any sense because that's not what true loyalty means. Loyalty means to serve. Saba went over this in his podcast. So whoever you're serving, I serve Saba. Scribe serves me, on and on and on. Whoever serves you, you have faith in that leader. Okay? So your leader has to be honest, loyal, and respect you. Tireless ambition, it is the fuel that maintains our motivation throughout the Teachers Mind organization. So we don't slack over here. We're not lazy. The brothers are putting in work. Okay. And that's it for me. Let me stop sharing here. All right. Is anybody going to come up, Scribe?
We don't have nobody in the back chat wanting to come up. So
Okay.
I assume not. Mm-hmm.
Hotep, Ma'at, peace and love. Don't be scared. Y'all come join us. Come dialogue with us. Come build with us. Don't be scared. We see y'all out there in the chat. Shout out to Robert Williams. Robert Williams says, hey, Scribe, can Arcad Infinite read the affirmation in a video, put it on the site so that it can be recited correctly?
Nice.
I think he's meant to say, I like the way he say that. To you, Robert Williams.
Good.
You know what? We'll do that, brother. Absolutely. And to all of you who voted, it seems like half of you want us to teach more about Egyptian literature. So what type of literature would you like us to present next week? Cast your votes. Go to the YouTube page and cast your votes from instructions from the scribes of Ma'at, war stories and famous battles of Kemet, love and relationship stories from the Nile Valley, utterances and rituals, including the pyramid and coffin texts. Go cast your vote. Go to the YouTube page and cast your vote. You putting that up, Scribe? There we go.
Yep.
Cast your vote, guys. And also, check out Teachings of Ma'at YouTube page for part 2 of our Tahuti breakdown by the good brother Scribe. Check out part 2. It's a 2-part series on the YouTube page. You put that up there too?
Yes, it was up there.
Don't be scared, guys. We see y'all in the panel. Come join us and build with us. Come link with us. Ahati, I like how you showed that Hemti, that wife symbol, brother. I hadn't seen that glyph before.
That blew me away when I first learned that, because we walk around here in these relationships that aren't really, they're not relationships. They're they're partnerships. If you listen to the average sister out there that's in this quote unquote relationship, she says she's with her life partner, and that's a business. This is way beyond business. This is about eternity. So I have to build something with you that goes far beyond the money. And if you notice, if the brother doesn't have a certain type of money, monetary value attached to him, the sister's gone.
Yep.
So that's I'm just speaking truth. It might be blatant and hard, but that's how it is. And I don't want a female like that, man. I want a sister that wants to be a Hempty, that wants to be a Netherette. In order to do that, you have to understand what exactly you are, and what exactly your body does, and what it actually produces. And you can literally produce light beings or gods, as they're called, goddesses and gods. And to me, that's more powerful than calling you my partner, my life partner. And then we're not even really partners, anyways. That's a whole different thing. That's like the term equal. Nobody's equal. So saying we're partners puts this connotation in my head that I'm somehow equal with you, and we're not. I'm stronger than you physically. You might be smarter than me intellectually. There's always differences, and that's the beauty of a relationship. At least in my opinion, is that the person has differences than you. But once that's solved, it's over for the Tomahawks. Once that bond is solved in a new because you always have to fill the void, and a new connection is solidified, it's over. It's game over, and they know this. That's why it's constantly being marketed to the women that the beauty standards, and now it's more of a masculinity thing now. So if I told a female now that we shouldn't value money and that we're not equals, and all the feminist women and all these women would be roaring with anger, and it's just total chaos,
That's how you know we in the Matrix, bro. That's how you know.
Absolutely.
They don't respect what we're supposed to respect and protect. We don't. We respect and value everything that don't support us. It doesn't support us back. Our women are supposed to support us, and we're supposed to support them, and we don't. It's because we don't know who we are for real. That's the Matrix.
Yeah. And the sad part is the money. The more money you have, the less likely you're gonna not quote unquote cheat, because your options are more expanded in this society, in that type of perception. So the average, what they're calling high value men today, which they're really not, but let's just use that term. The high value man makes 6 figures or more. Let's just say, right? So what they're ranking 10, 9s, and 8s and all them, that's who they're going toward. But that high value man is not going to just stay with that one woman. That's impossible. But what if you could be a high value man without that guy's money? Is that possible? And then all you have to do is look at her teacher. So it is possible. But the thing is, at least what I learned is that the knowledge you brothers have, she deserves you. And this is probably going to get a lot of women mad at me, but hey, she deserves you because you're bringing the eternal knowledge that can possibly save her. So when I looked at Saba, I was literally looking for somebody to save me from the Matrix, because if I knew a way out, I wouldn't need Saba, right? So that's the way I look at it. If you're coming to me and I have the knowledge, then that's worth more value than what I have in my pocket. Because at the end of the day, if the Tamu wants to change it from coinage and paper to seashells, he'll do it. And now you have all these coins and paper, and you can't convert them over to seashells anymore. So I don't play that game anymore. I learned through Saba, watching him for a few years, and then I stopped playing it. And at first, I was very nervous and afraid. I'll admit it. I had a lot of fear because we were brought up in that way of life. And then one day, I started seeing things work. And your perception changes because you realize, well, these people don't obey a damn thing I say or do. So why the hell am I obeying them? It doesn't make any sense. And then you see, if I actually literally believe that we're in this spiritual war, but we're really in this physical war too, because remember the duality. A lot of people just want to say it's spiritual. It's also physical. We're still the highest prison population in this country. So there's this physical war going on. no other race of people are obeying the people that are imprisoning them, are their enemy. And see, this is what's being afraid to talk about again. The last brother I heard that was really adamant about this, talking about this, was Khalid Muhammad. And there might be other sisters and brothers out there that we don't know that are saying it, but the last really popular brother who didn't give a damn was Khalid Muhammad. And that's where I get my inspiration from daily, is from him, because he lost his life believing in what he believes, and I'm willing to do the same. We are at war. Plain and simple. There's no battle. There's no war in history where opposing sides are obeying each other. But here we are. Well, you can't say that. You can't do this. You can't do that. And you're a self-autonomous robot, or as Tom would say, sheeple. We're doing the job for him. If I can control your mind, I don't have to do anything physically. So if I can get Brenda over here to call Ahati an anti-Semite, the job's done. It's over.
Look,
Arcad.
look, brother, we at war, right? Just about 6 months ago, you couldn't have done a presentation on zinc. If y'all know what I'm talking about. You wouldn't have been able to add zinc to this presentation. Those of you that don't know. If you remember, how can you forget? He wouldn't have been able to even add zinc to this presentation 6 months ago. This is how much of the matrix we're lost. This is how much of a war we're in that we don't even realize. Just that supplement, just zinc being in that presentation would not have been allowed. It would have been enough to get us taken down. It would have been enough to get us struck, right, bro? Our channel would have got a strike.
Yeah, possibly. I know I don't even upload to my channel anymore because I've been I have 2 strikes right now. I waste my time. Everything, if I'm going to put it up, goes on BitChute. It's a lot of white boys over there, so you get a lot of N-word and all this. But I don't mind that, because you just show me who you are. If every time who I seen here, if you got them mad enough, I want to see if you're going to say the N-word. But yeah, I can't emphasize enough, and I'm going to leave it here because time is ticking. When I say, Saba called me serious, and I think about this, because when I was young, my own mother would say too. My own mother, everybody would say, "Oh, he never smiles. He's always serious. He's always the frown's going." And it wasn't that I'm mad. It's just that I just know this isn't right, man. Something is very, very wrong, and you're giggling and you're busting jokes and busting cracks, and your mama this, and you're punching this guy in the face. Like, I grew up with guys who are totally abusive, punching people in the face and we call them before the knockout. It was just totally evil, totally wrong. And I knew something isn't right here, and nobody's really doing anything about it. They just say, well, go out there, get on a quarter, sell drugs, or rob this, or get that. But it's still working within this matrix. It's still their money. We're still with the dog chasing his tail. And then I came across. One day I just finally said enough's enough. I started looking into things when the internet came around. Back when YouTube was uncensored, everybody was on it. And Google Video, they had a thing called Google Video that's no longer around. And you could watch anything from Bilderbergs to, you could watch anything, man. Anything that's banned today, you could watch anything. And it blew my mind away that all this information's out there. And we as a people collectively, even Farrakhan, is not utilizing it. There's so much info that we're not utilizing. And I realized, oh yeah, because it comes down to complacency and comfortability. See, I'm sitting on a nice plush couch right now. I got my green screen behind me. I got heat going. I got comfortability. And yeah, this is safe. This is home. It feels great. It's what people call a safe space, right? But I also go out a lot too, even when I don't have to. And partly to remind me, hey man, you used to sleep on the concrete during February in Boston, Massachusetts, with a newspaper over you. Yeah, but you're eating your steaks. Yeah, you used to sit there and talk to drunks that were ex-professors and doctors at South Station in Boston at one time, because nobody else, your own family, didn't want to talk to you. I remember those times. So the point I'm making is, when we forget about that and we sit in our nice little palaces and comfortability, we have less incentive to do what needs to be done. And what needs to be done is, we are the brothers and sisters of sacrifice. What needs to be done is, we have to I'm not saying get rid of your comfortability, because I'm not willing to do that, but it's not everything. and it takes time to break out of this matrix, and it takes a lot of risk. And sometimes you'll have to lose it all before you can gain it all back. Like me, I lost it all, and here I am. I gained it all back, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'll just leave you with this: to my sisters out there, you don't know how much you've got here with us. Not just with me, but with the brothers on the panel, especially our Saba. You have no idea what type of beings we are here. If you're brand new, I know some of you aren't, but I'm talking to the brand new ones that might come across the channel. You have totally honest, authentic brothers here that are willing to sacrifice time and energy to teach you week after week to become something that you've always wanted to become, else you would have never stayed and watched this show. And that's to become a true goddess. Not the goddess that's just wearing jewelry and unks and got tattoos like Mike Tyson all over you. Not that. Anybody can do that. But you can literally say, no, I'm not a wife. I'm a hemp tea. And this is why I'm a hemp tea, because I'm attached to light. And my child is the bomb. And then you can help the next sister, help the next sister, help the next sister, help the next sister. So, but the first step starts with us, our cat. It starts with us taking that first risk, and whatever that risk is you have in your mind that you know you need to take, it might be time to take it. So, Scribe, I'm going to let you wrap this up, and we can get out of here.
Yes, those excellent dialogue, great words. Yes, it's definitely a time for an awakening. The brothers and the sisters are slowly waking up and becoming, doing what's necessary to become the Neters and the Neterts in physical form here on the planet. And of course, it takes extreme sacrifice and dedication and discipline. This war that we are in is on every front, on every level. But before we can begin to even look at that and deal with that, we have to learn how to take control of the inner war, that our people are suffering from today. We're all having this inner dialogue. We have this war going on inside of our consciousness on what's real, what's not, what's the truth, what's a lie, and it's and this is why Ma'at is here. This is why Teachings of Ma'at is here. This is why Saba Tahuti is here, to help you take control of that, so you're no longer having that war within yourself, so you can now start utilizing that energy to focus on the war that's going on outside, so we can really start to do something to take these people who may be known as humans and make them realize that we are stars, that we are eternal beings of light. And when we walk around with that understanding and that knowing, all those negative aspects that we walk around with, contempt, jealousy, hatred, envy, all these negative aspects that we walk around with, this frequency that we put out because we don't understand who we are, disappears. And it alleviates all the problems that we walk around with today. So, that voice that you have in the back of your head that you hear when you go to do something and you say, no, you don't need to do that. And you ignore it, you push it to the back. Well, the more you push it to the back, the more you start to stop hearing that. You stop hearing that the more you ignore it. But the more you acknowledge it and you say, you know what, you're right. And you talk to that voice, which is just another aspect of yourself, a higher aspect of yourself, telling you that wants you to continue to elevate, to reach that status of the Neter and the Netert. And the more you listen to it, the louder it becomes. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So with that being said, thank you for the teaching tonight, Ahati Maat. That was a very powerful and beautiful teaching. And when I go to close my eyes and travel in the Netzer Kurt tonight, it's going to be very, very powerful and special because of the frequency that you brought. And now that I'm taking with me directly to the bed. And as I travel outside of this physical body, it's going to be powerful because of the frequency that you have given us. So Tu'a to that. Hotep Ma'at to everyone who is here in the chat, who has stuck with us through the whole 3-hour teaching. Appreciate you. We appreciate all the support. And let me show that real quick. We did get a support in. I do want to show that. And then we have, okay, here we have $5.55. Hel Ma'at from Sarah Bromfield. So thank you, Sarah, for your support. And we see here that PayPal sometimes will take out a fee, and to avoid them taking what you want us to receive, just make sure when you send through PayPal that you send it as if you're sending it to a friend or a family member, because in reality, that is what you are doing. All right, so with that being said, Hotep Ma'at, I hope you all have a very, very fruitful week. Write your goals down that you want to accomplish this week before you go to sleep, and make sure that you achieve those. Write them down and achieve them. So Hotep Ma'at, and peace and love to all the great brothers and sisters.
Hotep, peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. Brick by brick. That's how we're building this movement. That's how we're building this nation. My good brother Scribe put up the affirmation. We're going to close out beautifully like we always do every week. Shout out to that good brother Ahati Maat. Shout out to all you beautiful sisters in the chat. Shout out to everybody that joined us and that are consistent with us. I'm going to end with this. Bak Seb, thy soul is a star. And on that note, we'll end with our beautiful affirmation on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Unki Ma'at, Un Ns, Nintet Oset Ma'at, Min Hepapet Ma'at, Her Inhu Kui, Per Iku. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love. Bak Seb, thy soul is a star. Hotep Ma'at. Peace and love, everybody.
can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.